What's going on, guys? I'm John from PokeKom Collects. Today we're going to take a look at 10 sets. We got the most recent ones that I've released, pretty much. That I'm going to be talking about today. We're going to be going over some singles and what prices they're at. And let's go ahead and just dive into it because I'm not too good at intros and I need to get better at them. But let's go ahead. First, I'm going to start off. Let's go ahead and start off with the promos. So we've seen the Mew EX starting to come back up. I do think this is a pretty cool looking card. But for what it was before the boom, and it still being a promo card, I think it might hold around this price, to be honest, but 55, 58, 58. So I can see it coming up a little bit. Market price right now is 59. Let's go ahead, 57. So yeah, we can see it getting back up over $60 here pretty soon. Let me go ahead and check item price only. So with the item price only, not the shipping included, we still have some sales that are lower than $55, but not many. So that being said, I do see this card getting back up to the $60 mark here pretty soon. Let me click back here, get back to the promos. Then we got the regular Snorlax. He's been slowly coming up here from, now he's around $20. He's $18.54 with the item price only. And see, we have Korean, like Mimic Brew said, and I talked about it for a second in my last video. It does kind of bring down the sales price for some of the other ones. But we got some that are still below, but $20 shipping. So let's double check market price and check the recent sales. 18, 17, 18, 23. So I can see it slowly. It's still ticking up with the price being at right now, but with all these ones being lower than it. I can see it kind of leveling out around 18. We have not hit that threshold for 20 yet. So, oh, I'm clicking too far. Because now I gotta hit that back. Okay. Anyway, I can see the Snorlax hanging out around this price for a little bit longer, but probably not too much longer. We do have 235 listings. Some of those listings probably have multiple copies, so just be wary of that too. Now let's keep moving on. The Pikachu, the felt hat, it's kind of hung out around, I believe, 500 for a while now. So yeah, the last 3 months has been kind of hanging out around low 5, kind of having another uptick. They get from 649, drop down to 5, so it is on a discount from the high. But let's go ahead and check these out. So, actually, let's check this first. See what has sold. So 701 was the most recent, 649, 640, 40, 649. And we have other listings at 640. So this card probably, unless there's more listings added below this price here, we will see another jump back up to here. I really do think these sales might have been probably from these. I'm not sure, the insert cards or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, I can see it jumping back up soon. So just be on the lookout for that. All right, next up, what else we got here? Let me see. What has started coming up a little bit? I think this one's down. No, this one's leveled out. So the Charmander Pokemon Center has kind of leveled out around 137. Not too many sales going on here. Let's see. So 219, so 155, and then, oh, I need to change into near mint. There we go. Better price, 152. Let's get this. So 155, 55, 54, 59. So I can see it slowly coming back up. We got it at 152, 55, 159. So it's slowly starting to tick back up, unless we get some more lower listed. I can see it slowly climbing back up to probably about the 160 range here. Probably not soon, but actually pretty soon because we got 161 here. And it's on the first page with only a couple listed before it. So I can see this card jumping back up to 160 and starting to slowly climb up. As time moves on, I don't know why I paused like that for so long, to build anticipation, I guess. Alright, let's click next page real quick, see what else sticks out. Magneton Pokemon Center is down to $50 now. 46 market price. We have some trading around 46, 46, 46. So, yep, starting to slowly go back up with those listings. View more data, 47, 45 lowest listed, 52 highest. So I can see it kind of leveling out around here until we start getting some of these sales gone and no more lowest listeds added on. So we get into the second page and it starts getting up to $50 again. I'd say if you didn't have this one now, with it being a Pokemon Center exclusive for $50, let's check the year. It got up to 93, so almost 100. It's basically half off right now. The all-time low for it was 35, bounced up, came back down. Now we're seeing it up, and now we're back down, kind of leveling out with a still slow downtrend on that one. But I can see this promo picking up soon. So if you don't have it now and you want to pick it up, it could be the cheapest time you can get it. But I could be wrong. All right, let's see. Let's move on to Mega Evolution now. So with the best selling tab, I like using the best selling because it shows me what is people are looking at and what people are actually buying versus just high to low. So we got the Mega Gardevoir. Let's go ahead and start off with this SIR. It bounced all the way down after release to 163 and it's slowly coming back up. Let me go ahead and change it to near mint. I do see, so 171, most recent sales are 150, 169, or 168, 185. So I do see some lower listings than the market price. So just pick it up as you can. I think personally this one probably will come down a little bit more. I can see it probably getting down to $150. It is a clean card and it does not have like that Mega Evolution look like the Mega Lucario one does. It is a pretty clean card. It reminds me or looks similar to the Zoroark. Let me see real quick. Is that the same artist for that one or not? Oh, nope. Only one card. Wow. Wow. That's a nice card though. Good job on your first card. Well, off TCG Player. I don't know if it is or not, but all right. Let's see. Lily's Determination. I think it got down to 50. Nope, it got down to 2019. Let's check. 3 months. Yeah, so it's still coming down, kind of bouncing around. Lily's Determination, though, is a very playable card. So I can see this one holding around the $20 range, $20 to $30, to be honest. Right now, holding the 20, we have somewhere around 19, and then back up to 20 on the first page, view data. 18, 24, 23, 21. So yeah, this card's going to probably bounce around $20 to $25 until it's probably out of rotation, to be honest, just because it is very playable. I like using it. I have it in my deck, not necessarily this one, but I do have Lily's Determination in my deck, so I can see that one hanging out around the $20 to $25 range until it's out of rotation, really. All right, let's see. We got the Mega Absol, which has came down all the way from the high of 80 down to, right? Let me double check. The high was 80, right? 105, but yeah, let's just go with this 80 right here. And we're trading around 52 now. So we have the price at 58, 55, 51 getting sold. So it's slowly starting to come back up. But like I said before, it all depends on how many people list the card and what price they list it at. If they're trying to get sales or trying to get to that level 4 seller, you will see some list below market to get them sales. But I think it is a pretty clean card. I wish they would have waited to do this one with the game and had the Mega Absol Z in it, just because I like the look of it. You know, it was never a phase mom. But anyway, I like the Mega Absol card. I think it could do good probably over the future. But hanging out around 52, I can see it dropping down a little bit more just depending on how many more listings we have. But I think Absol is a more popular Pokemon than some of the newer card or some of the newer Mega Pokemon coming out. But I digress. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Mars Shadow. I know this one was a big pump and dump just because of that little Pikachu guy there. We got it trading. Let me get it at near mint at 1280. Recent sales are 11, 12, 13, 12, 11. So I could honestly see this card coming down a little bit more. I see it everywhere at shows. I see it in at least almost every vendor's binder a couple times or in their display cases. So this card is out there. You could probably pick it up for, let's see, let me do quick math. So 12, here, I'll give you a little bit more, 13. Let's go 85. So you can probably pick it up for 10 bucks. 10. Yeah, you can probably get it for 10 bucks at a show, at the right vendor anyway. Let's go ahead and see. Let's take a look at the gold Lucario because I do want to pick this one up because I do like Lucario. And I saw, what was it, Santa Cruz doing their skateboards. I kind of wish that they would use the golds on those. I think that would look a lot cooler than on a card, to be honest, but personal hot take. But all right, so 278, we have obviously came down all the way from release. Recent sales are 270, 278, 270, 280, 291. We do have some lower than, or right around the market price of it, but coming back up. If we see some more of these get listed, I know the price will come lower. And it also depends on how long it takes for it to sell. I know if I have a couple cards that have been sitting in my store for longer than 2 weeks, I will drop it down another 5% just to try to get a sale. So that's how I do my shop. So if you see something up there close to the market, you don't want it yet, you think it's going to drop in 2 more weeks, just go ahead and wait it out. But I do like the look of the Lucario Gold card, personally. That's my opinion. I like Lucario. Not too much of the Gardevoir though, but I am a Lucario fan. So that being said, let's take a look at the Bulbasaur. Now this one is not the promo, but I think the promo is trading a little bit cheaper. Personally, I like the promo cards with the stamps on them. I think those ones will do a lot better than the regular cards in the future. I could be wrong about that, but you do have your promo collectors and your regular collectors. So think about that. I think they'll probably be around the same price for a little bit. 16 now. Let me go ahead and make sure I'm in near mint. All right, 1658. We got some sales around 18, 17, 19. So it's starting to come back up. But like I said, if we have no listings lower than that, it will continue to fall down. Or continue to go up, not fall down. But yeah, so 15. Let's check the second page real quick. So 14, yeah, it's starting to get back up to 15 on the second page. So we still got a couple more sales to go through before it gets back up. Before it starts going back up more. So I think, I personally, I do think the Bulbasaur card is pretty clean, but I like the promo better. So I'm gonna probably pick up some more of those. All right, let's see. We got, what else do we have? And let's just stay on the first page. So the next page we have Phantasmal Flames, the Mega Charizard. It's still, what is that? Is that, no, don't tell me it's coming down. Guys, it's coming down again. 590. 583. We got some recent sales at 588, 450 or 591, 620, and 680. All within the last couple days. We do have some sales at 588, so a little bit higher than the market price, but right at the recent sale. And we have it coming back up to 600. I do think there is going to be a lot of these cards out there in the future, so I would definitely say hold on to these. But like I said in my other video, it's a Charizard card. It is a very hyped card. It's clean. But yeah, it's probably going to come down later on throughout the year, so just be patient with this one. But I could be wrong about that, but we will see. Let's check out the Meowth. It's slowly starting to come back up. I think it was down to $12 a couple weeks ago. Yeah, $12. And it's slowly having an uptick. I think this one could probably be a decent sleeper, just because it has nostalgic with the game in the background. But that's my thoughts on that. $15 right now. 15, 14, and then a couple more sales at 15 and 14. But we have some lower listeds. I know a lot of people don't like buying from no sales or no reviews and whatnot, but sometimes they have some good cards. Help them out. Let them get some sales. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the Mega Sharpedo EX. We got it trading around 31. So 29 market price. Let's check the recent sales. 32, 28, 29, 30. So it's still hanging out around $30, which I think that is not a bad price for it. But let's go ahead and see. Yeah, it's kind of hanging out around $30, so not too bad. It will probably stay around this price for a little bit. I know not a lot of people like Mega Sharpedo, and I also know a lot of people don't like the Mega Evolution look in the card or whatever it is. But yeah, $30 for a Mega Sharpedo SIR, not too bad. I've seen it in a couple decks on the TCG game, but not as many as like Lily's Determination or Dawn. Dawn is in there a lot. Dawn is a very playable card. I could see it probably staying around just like the, well, this is the SIR, so I can see it probably staying up a little bit higher than the Lily's card did. But the other Lily's card is also not an SIR that I talked about. But yeah, so we got this one trading around 36. Very playable card, guys. 40, 32, 39, 40, 40, or 40, 35. And we have some sales lower than the market price right now. But as soon as we get rid of those, they'll start going up. Let's check the second page, see if we can see a $40 listing. Nope. All right, so it will probably hang out around 36 for a little bit longer. So if you don't have it now, I'd probably look at, well, you can probably wait on that one too. It'll probably drop down a little bit more, but with it being a playable card and it being an SIR, I don't see it dropping down too much until it is out of rotation. All right, Piplup. They should just have it automatically near mint whenever you look up cards. But all right, market price is $11.27. We got some recent sales around 11. So all 11, 112, and we have some near mint listings lower than $11, or one lower than $11, and the rest start going back up. So this one is a pretty cool card. It is very common, I believe, because I see it everywhere at shows too. But it's also a cute card. I like the Piplup. I wish they kind of would have been able to incorporate Dawn with it somehow, just from the show. I think it would have probably gave it a little bit more love. But let's go ahead and get into Let me see. Let's go ahead and move on to Ascendant Heroes. So we got the Pokepad that has slowly been dropping down. It is now near mint. Come on. $6.85. It was around $8 last time we talked about it, or closer to $9. So it's still $7.49. This is going to probably be a dollar card later on, once we get more product out. But yeah, if you can, I would wait for it. It is a very playable card though, so if you do have it and you don't play the game, go ahead and list it or take it to your card shop, get some trade-in credits or whatever you need to do with it. I know some shops probably won't take in newer sets after or until a certain set of time, but you can try. It is a pretty playable card, and I know people are going to continue to look for it like I am. All right, let's talk about Psyduck for a second. I know he was trading around closer to $90 last time we talked about him. Now he's around $82, still dropping. We have Japanese is selling for $30, and the lowest listed for English right now is $74. But I do think once we have more products, this card will drop down probably around $20 to $30, in my opinion. All right, let's get up next to the Badoo, because this one is very playable too, and I see this in almost every single deck just because it makes it to where your opponent cannot use any item turns for their next turn, and it costs no energy to attack, and also does 10 damage. So very playable card. I need to pick this up for my deck, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of these sales. We have it 29, 26, 25, 27. So still hanging out around the $30. It is a very clean card, and we do have some sales lower than $30, but not too bad. They're close to market price. So I still say think about letting some more products come out before you pick this up. I know it is a very playable card, and it looks pretty cool. I'd love to have it in my deck, but probably for a little bit cheaper. Yeah, so with that being said, let's go ahead and move on. What else do we have here? The Pikachu. I think it was, yep, it was 523. Well, it was higher than that, I thought. I think on eBay it was going for like 6 or 7, 800. I don't remember. But yeah, so market price right now. Actually, let me see. That could probably be why. No, okay, so 526 on marketplace or TCG player, and then 516. We have some listing at 481, 495. So we have it still coming down from the market price. I could see this card in the future whenever Ascendant Heroes is out of print. I can see this card doing very good, just depending on how much of Ascendant Heroes they actually print and how many cards we have of this. But it is very clean. I can see it probably dropping down to about $300 whenever we have more product coming out. But we'll see. I'm gonna keep tabs on this one because I do want this card. This card is really one of the only ones I want from Ascendant Heroes, other than the playable cards. Just like the Pheasant Deputy, this one is very playable too. 138 right now. It's a beautiful card, to be honest. Pheasant Deputy, I like it. Let's see, near mint. All right, we got some sales around 138, coming down 121 also. Near mint Japanese is 95, and then 131 for the lowest English. So I can see it probably dropping down a little bit more. We just need more product in these cards. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Prismatic Evolutions. All right, so I had the other day. I don't remember if I looked at this or not whenever I talked about it, but yeah, we have some the PSA 9 at 1200, and then 1385, 1385, and then 997. Like I said, if we don't have anybody that pulls it and just wants to get it listed or gets it at a decent deal and puts it up for lowest listed just to get some sales, it could also be because of the other languages too, bouncing around this price, like the 832 and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'll just do my extra checks next time and check the more data. Like I said, the Korean here, that could probably drop the price a little bit on the chart. But we do have sales here around $998, or listings here at $998, $999, and then $1,028. So do like what Mimic Brew did. He took in a bunch of his duplicates, traded them in, traded in some products that he did not want anymore, and to get this one just to make it cheaper. So if y'all have products, or if y'all have cards that you can do that with, I would definitely recommend doing that versus just outright buying the card. I also do think some of these other evolutions are just being shined right in the spotlight right now just because of how hard they are to pull. But I do think Crown Zenith has some better evolutions, or, well, the trainer galleries have some better evolution cards, in my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of these other ones. We still have some of the EXs that are trading pretty decent. $5 for this one. Market price is $268. So not too bad. You can still get some money off of these little or not the promos, but the EXs and stuff too. They're not too bad. We have the Master Ball Umbreon trading at 57. Let me get the mirror mint. So yeah, 56, 76. It is kind of coming down a little bit, 55. But with it being prismatic, I see some people not wanting to let them go for lower. So 57, 58, 58. So yeah, I can see it probably hanging out around the $50 to $60 range for a little bit longer. Let's see, what else do we have here? Not too much. Let's get into the next page. I noticed I was going to stay on the first page, but this specialty set has a decent amount of cards, so I'll go ahead and look around for a second. On the Lacey, I think the Lacey has came up a little bit. Let's go ahead and get the near mint. We have, oh no, it's came down. So 26, 26, 26, 25. You can get it, let me see the year. 65, it kind of came down to 30, spiked back up to 34. Now it's still coming down. With it being a trainer card inside of a Evolution specialty set, I can see it probably hitting $20. I don't know about how soon, but slowly over time, I can see it coming down a little bit more until Prismatic is out of print or people just really want the card. It is kind of playable, but it's situational playable because you have to have, or your opponent has to have 3 or 4 prize cards. I do have one of these in my deck, not this one specifically, but I do have a Lacey in my deck. So I do like it, but I don't need that many copies of it. So, all right, let's go ahead and talk about Journey Together for a minute. All right, I do like the Lily's Cliff Fairy and Ascendant Heroes. Personally, I like it a little bit better, but 125 market price. It hasn't really moved too much since Ascendant Heroes has came out, but I think that is just because of the release waves that it is doing. So that being said, I'll keep watching the Lily's Cliff Fairy and see if there's a cheaper way to pick this up. We did have it down to 115, and it's kind of spiked back up again to 135, but kind of slowly coming back down. Like I said, I probably think it's because of that Ascendant Heroes Lilies. But I know a lot of people do like Lily, and it's still going to be a chase set for Journey Together. I personally like the Enzora arc. I did talk about that one in my video earlier or yesterday. I don't know when I'll post this one, if I'm post it today or tomorrow. But yeah, so the Enzora arc is still not holding up as good, but it could be a factor because of the Ascendant Heroes. So we'll just keep watching that one too. Salamence has kind of dropped and kind of hung out around the $56 to $60 range. It's been kind of bouncing around the last couple days. What else do we have here? The Noibat. This one's pretty cool. I like that one. I just actually picked that one up for my mom the other day at a show. Lily's Riambi still kind of hanging out around $5. So it's been kind of bouncing from low 4s to high 5s. So not a bad buy. I do like that card too. But yeah, there's really not too much to talk about in Journey Together, really. I feel like, just because not a lot of people like the set, or not a lot of people like the cards. I personally like the cards. I just picked this one up too at the show for like 25 bucks, I think it was. So not too bad. But yeah, just go out, do your due diligence, and try to find some good deals. Waylord, I know we pulled that one a couple times, so he is very common. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Death and Rivals for a second. The Team Rocket's Mewtwo. And just hit this for a quick second. Still on the up climbing, kind of leveling out around 430 to 440. I can see it probably staying around that for a little bit, a couple weeks, as we get some more products coming out. What else do we have here? Yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about Cynthia's Garchomp real quick too. I do like this card, like I said in the past. I like the look of it. It kind of highlights the Pokemon and also highlights the train at the same time, and has them both in the background. 196, so it's kind of leveled out around this price. It's not a bad price for this card. I'd say anywhere between 180 to 200 is not bad for this card. All right, Mrs. Psyduck slowly coming back up. I think it got down to 41, and now it's back up to 57. I'd say it's a very iconic card, especially it kind of connects with the Ascendant Hero card just because she's swimming and it looks like Psyduck got lost down the river or something later on. That's my thoughts on that one. So it is kind of a cool card. I want both for my binder. I have the Japanese version of Psyduck. I don't have the English version yet, but I do have the Japanese version. Market price is around 54. Let me check near mint. So 54 with sales around 45, 49, 67, 54, and 65. I can see this card for the next couple years until Death and Rivals is out of rotation. I can see it bouncing around the low 40s to 60s range. Probably high 60s too. But I think it did get up to, what was it? 75. And it just kind of came down. So I don't think people want it to be below. I don't think the market wants it to be below $43, but 58. So in between $40 to $60. Whenever you pick it up, just pick it up. It's a pretty nice card. Then we got the regular Team Rocket's Moltres SR. I know I did talk about the promo one in my video yesterday. or earlier. $96, so it's still below 100. It did start off at 125 in December, and it's still coming down. We go ahead and check the recent sales. 87, 99, 99. Okay, so it is kind of coming down still. I mostly think it is too because of that promo card. I could be wrong though. I do like the promo card or the promo stamp on it a little bit better, but that is my opinion on that. So let's go ahead and see. We got Team Rocket's Giovanni at 33.93. Let's see. I don't really play a Team Rocket deck, so let's switch your actives. Okay, so that's a pretty playable card too if you're playing a Team Rockets deck. Basically, if you switch one of your active Pokemon with that, you can switch one of your opponent's Pokemon. So $33, I can see it probably hanging out around this price, especially with the hype around Deaths and Rivals. I don't think many people are opening that much of Deaths and Rivals anymore, just because of the price is going up too. But I don't know. I think we're going to see more products with Deaths and Rivals in the future, especially with that new printing facility. All right, so let's get into White Flare, and we're also going to talk about Black Bolt next. So let's check out the White Reshiram. Near mint is around 343. And we have recent sales at 344, 49, 55. So it's kind of hanging out around here. I think it might level around the 340 and 340, 350 range. We do have no sales lower than 350 or no listings lower than 350 right now. So I can see it jumping back up to 350 and then maybe coming back down later on. I also don't hear a lot of people talk about Black Bolt and White Flare. I think later on in the future when the kids that grew up with Gen 5 can start buying like what we're doing now with Gen 1. I really think this set is going to do good in the future. It has a lot of IRs, and a lot of them are higher than, let me go ahead, I'll put high to low on this one. I think a lot of them are over that price range of at least $15. A lot of them are over 15. So, not a bad set. There's also a lot under $10, so it's just got a lot of IRs in it, and you can pull a lot, so I think Black Bolt White Flare will probably do good in the future. Let's go ahead and check out the Black Zekrom. Bolt! Scared the crap out of me, cat. Anyway, 360, 352, kind of coming down still a little bit. 362, 351, 350, so let's go ahead and see. 350, 360, so it's going to go back up a little bit. But I can see it probably hanging out around the 350 to 370 range for a little bit longer until we have more Black Bolt and White Flare products out. I know we had the Solosis Pump and Dump, which is now around $28. It was around, what did it get up to? 58. I think it actually hit 70 one day, but we have 28, 26, 27, 29. And then we have some sales around 25. So let's go ahead and talk about Stellar Crown real quick. We got the Squirtle, Bulbasaur holding up the set. Both over 50. The only cards over 50. Some of them are still a lot lower. So if you want some of this set, I would definitely probably look at picking this one up. Especially the Squirtle and Bulbasaur, because I think whenever those rotate out, they will probably jump up. They are cute cards, and I know a lot of people like them. Then we got, we already talked about the promos, right? Yeah, we already talked about the promo. All right, so that is it for today. If y'all like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch up with y'all next time. Give me something to talk about in the comments. If y'all made it to the end, leave me a rocket emoji, and we'll catch up with y'all next time. Have a good one.